Y'all have a funny story? So we had Glennis. First of all, welcome to Eagle Talk Tuesday.
Welcome to Eagle Talk Tuesday.
We have hype music for Eagle Talk, and we told Glennis to put put his phone on. He put on some Earth, Wind, and Fire. What was the lady name, Glennis? Phyllis Hyman. We was looking like, no.
Like we that thing. We love the Lord, but we ratchet. Right. Me and Corey, we was looking for some T.I., some Wayne,
Jeezy for me,
something like that. and y'all should have seen how Glennis was just jamming. And we were like
to the Gap Band.
So if we not hyped tonight,
blame Glennis.
No, shout out to the homie Glennis. He is our all things AV, just really helping us do what we do. So grateful for him.
He been working and recording all day.
Yes, well, y'all, welcome to Eagle Talk Tuesday. Go ahead and check in. Let us know where you're checking in from. We are live on Instagram, and we are live on Facebook in the private Facebook group, Eagle Talk with Team Lewis. And if you have not joined the private Facebook group, I don't know what you're waiting on. Go ahead and join us because we do some fun things in there too.
We do.
And yeah, we are just so excited. Okay, y'all, so I see you coming in. You are from Chicago, always representing.
We got somebody here from Boston.
Boston. Okay, Boston's in the house. We are actually flying into Boston when we go on vacation this year to Martha's Vineyard. And which I'm happy to report. I remember I told y'all a couple weeks ago that we did not have
Houston in the building.
Houston's in the building. We didn't have the trolley or whatever we were supposed to have, but we got it to get our car over. Not the trolley, the ferry. The ferry. That's what it is. But yay. And if you are listening on the podcast, what up? I see my auntie checking in from Jonestown, Mississippi. MISSISSIPPI.
You got it.
If you are just checking in with us, or if you're listening on the podcast after this recording is live, please share and rate us on the podcast. You can find Eagle Talk with Team Lewis wherever you consume your podcast information. And y'all, we are officially, baby. How far away are we?
Oh, how far are we? 10 days, I think.
10 days.
Yeah, 10 days.
From, everyone say it with me, Eagle Talk Live.
Yeah, it's going down. We start releasing some of the speakers, not all, but some of the speakers and I don't think we did their bios, but and just who they are, what they do. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So if you haven't if you haven't seen anything yet, if this is the first time you're tuning in, we are having a live event. We are having a live event on February 18th and 19th in Plano, Texas, and it is a live mastermind. And let me tell you what a mastermind is. A mastermind is really a coming together of thinkers the type of thinker that you want to be. And we're just going to present different topics. We're going to have people come and speak. Corey and I are going to share. And the theme is limitless. Mm-hmm. So if you want to be limitless in your thinking, limitless in your finances, limitless in your giving, limitless in, in how you love others, this is definitely an event that you want to attend, but you need to not be limitless in your time to do it.
Yeah. I think it's only as of about 15 minutes ago, 17 tickets left. We are almost sold. We'll probably be sold out by Friday.
Yes, so we want to get there. So make sure that you are registered. We are so Corey and I and Steph and Glennis from our team. We went today and just really went to the space, and we got even more excited about seeing it all come together. And we decided we only gonna do this once a year.
I think with our schedules, with the time it takes to do it and do it right and do it to this scale, we can only probably handle one a year.
Yeah, we want to commit because we want quality over quantity.
Yes.
So if you were thinking to yourself man, I'm gonna go to the next one
right in the fall,
it's gonna be next year.
Yeah.
Right. So you want to make sure to be a part of this one. And I see one comment. Auntie Tonette said, "I can never share from the group." So you're in the private Facebook group. In the private Facebook group, you have to invite members to the group. So you just click that invite button and you can invite them to the group, and then they can be a part of Eagle Talk with Team Lewis. But if you are listening to the podcast on any platform afterwards, then you can hit the share button.
Right.
Okay. Well, let's get into our topic tonight, baby.
Tonight, we are talking about what love looks like. We know Valentine's Day is coming, and we want to
side note. Mm-hmm. Did you hear what you just said? Did y'all hear what he just said?
What I say?
Valentines.
Valentine Day.
Valentine's
Day is
Look,
coming.
That's what my kids used to say in school. Valentine's Day, Miss Lewis.
Oh, with an M.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I got it. Valentine's Day. Yeah, it's coming, and we just want to put a different our spin and different perspective on it, and just give you our thoughts tonight.
Yeah. So I don't care, and this is our experience, right?
Ours.
Is that Valentine's this time of year? Even for us, like I have had this boyfriend husband situation pretty much since I was 15, and the world commercializes Valentine's Day so much that I have always been in a relationship, but I have felt lonely, right?
Right.
And that's not even like, sometimes we were in a season where we were lonely.
Right.
With
Las Vegas in the house.
Las
just
Vegas
checked
in
in
the house. But it seems like a lot of pressure, right? And to add insult to injury, my husband, then baby daddy boyfriend, he would go out of his way to say he didn't celebrate Valentine's Day.
Nope.
And if you're not looking, he's like shaking his head. And why? Like, why were you so against celebrating Valentine's Day?
Because Valentine's Day for you was often, and I just didn't want to be held to a date. I guess. I don't know. I was young and dumb, y'all. I don't know.
Yeah, cause so he like Corey would always be one like on the 14th, like I didn't know today. Like what's today? What's I'm like, you did not forget. Like, shut up. Which because in actuality he is right. For most of this is how my mama was about Christmas. Like, my mother didn't make a big deal about Christmas Day because she was like, I give to you all
the
year.
time, yeah.
But there was definitely a lot of times that disappointment. And part of I had to learn that disappointment wasn't necessarily because of even the relationship. It was the pressure. And that was even before social media, y'all. So one year, do y'all remember the store Factory Card Outlet?
I gave a glorious gift.
Whatever. So after me just kind of complaining and you don't love me, you don't even do nothing for me, I got this baby, I didn't give my whole life to you. And so he must have just felt mercy on me. So one day he strolls in the house. And, don't judge us. I'm pretty sure we were not married at this point. He strolled in our house and he brings me a Valentine's Day gift. He went to Factory Card Outlet. How did I know? Because it came in the plastic Factory Card Outlet bag. And he had a mug, like a heart mug, which you could tell was probably the last one on the shelf on Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. By the way, I didn't drink anything out of a mug at that point. Like, I was a thug.
Sure didn't drink coffee. Right.
I was not drinking coffee, so I didn't drink anything out of a mug. And then he brought me like a movie size like box of Andy's mint. No, it was not big. That's the problem. It also was not big.
I thought it was big at the time.
Anyway, so his one attempt to be Valentine's-y did not work. No. But we have created a rhythm that we don't have to celebrate big on these days. But that's actually not what we want to talk about.
Right.
We want to look at it from a different perspective. You want to tell them?
Yeah, we want to look at it from the 5 F's tonight: faith, family, fitness, finances, and fun. And just, I guess, talk about what we do and how we feel in certain areas, and ask you guys to ask yourself the same question.
Yeah. So really the question on the table is like, what does love look like? Because so often this time of year, there's a lot of pressure for romantic love, but that's not the only area of our life. And for some of us, that's not a season that we're in at all. So Corey and I really, we operate and we plan our lives, and we really plan our intentions and our habits as it relates to what we refer to as the 5 F's. And that's faith, family, fitness, finances, and fun. Mm-hmm. So make sure that you know that, right? And we're going to encourage you. Like, we want this to be a conversation. I have a chat up here so I can see y'all talking to us. And we want to talk about, like, what does love look like in those areas
specific
of your life?
Areas, yes.
Right? And how can we challenge each other to show love, not only to ourselves and others, but just to the world around us in those areas. So we're going to start with faith.
Faith. So how do I celebrate?
Yeah. What does love look like for you as it relates to faith in your life?
Probably how I love on my kids. That's the first thing that I can think of, because I don't love them to death, but I didn't come from a real affectionate upbringing. I know my parents loved me, but we just didn't have those conversations, or that's just what it was. So probably with my kids, I'm more vocal for sure. I remember Corey Corey was out over the weekend, and I was texting.
And that's a whole nother thing, y'all. When you get these grown kids that want to hang out.
They want to hang out, and it's late, Jesus. And it's 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I just texted him, to make sure he was okay. And I literally told him, I said, hey, I just prayed a prayer for you to make sure you get back safely. And, he said thanks, and, we said we love each other and all of that. But that's the type of relationship that I have with my kids. The second thing I can think of is every night at 9 p.m., we sit down as a family and we read the devotional with my youngest son. One of us four will read, and we end night with a prayer every night.
So we have I bought off Amazon, y'all. Amazon is the GOAT of all things. Also, Amazon don't let Amazon, not love yourself financially, be broke because we all on Amazon. Right. But when Cameron came back from a camp last year, to be honest, we were like, that's an area where again, it wasn't really necessarily modeled for us in that way. And what he loved from camp was the fact that they did a devotional. Mm-hmm. So that's a habit that we brought into our house. And that's how we're showing love through faith is, every night. It's a 3-minute devotional. We read a quick Bible verse. We read what it's about, and then we pray. And not only do we encourage everybody.
Everybody, mandatory. Everybody has to pray.
And we all pray out loud, right? My sons pray out loud. I pray out loud. And we are intentional about praying for somebody else. Mm-hmm. And I do think that that's the way that our faith is modeled. Yeah. So how are you loving, right? How does love look for your faith? I think for me, I would say that for me, love shows up in my faith because I am really, really intentional about having my quiet time. Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest, there are seasons where I do a better job of getting up than not. But when I feel off, like last week, I was real emotional. I mean, obviously still, and I will still be processing grief for a good amount of time. But I do know that my agitation was directly related to the fact that I didn't give myself that time to just sit and be quiet with God. So being intentional about my quiet time is showing love through my faith, because when I'm intentional about my quiet time, now I have poured into my cup and I can pour out the love of Christ through just my actions, through smiles, through, just how I interact with people. So get in the chat. Tell us, because we're going to call it out as we keep going. When you think about your life, if you're on the podcast, comment. What does that look like? Like, how do you show love? What does love look like in the area of faith in your life? Right.
So next we're going to hit family. And I think for me, I know my family's love languages, all mm-hmm. 3 of them. And I just naturally spoil them. Let me just be honest with you. Not so much all with gifts, but just, I don't really tell them. I won't say I don't tell them no. I just make sure that y'all straight, I guess. Yeah. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay.
I think that's fair. And that's something that Corey said was love languages, because that is huge. So y'all, like Corey, I don't know if I say this out loud, but I'm going to say it out loud. So he bought me a really great gift for my birthday, right? Yes. A really great gift for my birthday. But gifts are not necessarily my love language. And
I think I wanted her to have it more than she wanted to have it.
Yeah. And it was a great gift and I appreciate it. But the other day, brother went to Cookie Society. We didn't talk about it.
Unannounced.
And I posted on my stories that Cookie Society came back out with the strawberry.
The day before you posted it.
And he just came home with these cookies, y'all. For me, coming home with those cookies, that was an act of service, because he's not like, the gift that he gave me was such a Corey gift. But going to Cookie Society meant that he was really paying attention to what mattered to me. And that definitely was showing love to a family member. I want to say for me, the way that I'm showing love is through a couple things. One is hands down intentional family time, like being intentional with our time. And I've caught myself up, like if I'm sitting with my kid, put my phone up, like getting off social for the weekend so that I can have undistracted time with them. And then I even think about just last year, we spent so much time with not just our immediate family, but our mm-hmm. extended family. Flew my mom here and her brothers and sisters, hung out with just different people in our family, and just stop in life, because sometimes, especially when you're building businesses and just building caught up in life, if you're building your family or building your career, you can push family to the side, like they'll always be there.
Right.
And I'm grateful that that along the way we have learned to be intentional about that time, because that's what you can never get back. So that's where love has shown up for us in family.
Can you read what Lori says?
Yeah, let me look it up. Lori said that she has given time for herself and sending messages. She's having words for her family every single day.
Yeah, okay. I like that, actually. Very important to touch base with them. Yeah, for sure.
And I love not leaving anything unsaid. I think that's huge too. That's huge.
Next is finances.
Finances. And while you do finances, I'll read another
one. For me, finances, when it comes to, I don't know if it's necessarily a love thing, but just investing, y'all. I'm real heavy on investing and getting knowledge and understanding wealth. I'll be, how old am I? 43. I'll be 44 next month. And I'll probably say I did not understand, probably maybe the last 4 or 5 years. I've been forced to like study wealth and generational wealth and just stuff I thought I knew, but I was totally incorrect. I knew about investments and real estate and stuff like that, but now I know how to invest and do it right and play long ball. I'm playing long term for sure. So that's one of the things that I absolutely love about finances.
So what love looks like for me as it relates to finances, it looked like healing my relationship with money. Mm-hmm. I have shared with y'all countless times that I had a real jacked up perception about money. I've spent a lot of my life, and I still have to retrain myself to not look at money as evil, right? The love of money is the root of all evil, but not money. And I have to give myself permission to prosper. And for me, that really looked like not only changing my mindset around it so that I can bring in more money, but also be more of a giver with the finances that we do have. Mm-hmm. And knowing that money flows to and through me, and understanding that money is a tool, right? Money is a tool that will allow you to support whatever you believe in, right? I guarantee you that whatever, scratches your fancy, you invest in it. And I don't care how much money you got, right? So if like today, Glennis, I'm putting him out there. I said, Glennis, what you eating for lunch? Chipotle. What you think? Like his money going to Chipotle, right? You know what I'm saying? Like that's where because that's what he believes in. Where some of y'all are like, oh, my money is going here in X, Y, and Z. So really taking some time to do some heavy lifting, because here's another thing, like a lot of us did not grow up with knowledge. So we had, like Corey and I spent some time at the beginning of this year, like cleaning up our LLCs, just making sure, that those uncomfortable conversations around money, like you could just be going and going and going, but really looking at budgets and really looking at,
which is hard to do too.
It is hard to do.
It's hard to slow down and really look at those numbers and understand those numbers and be willing to kind of check yourself on reckless spending. Yeah. or not why you're not saving. Like there have been times where when money wasn't coming in, that we were more responsible when money wasn't coming in than we have been with more resources. Sure. So love looks like setting yourself up and also having conversations with your kids about finances. So that they, so that they're not in the dark about things like that. The next is fitness. And where can we go with fitness? I mean, we both work out regularly. We actually have a whole Peloton room in our in our house. We do. And we have a tonal that I use for the second time last week, which is amazing. Y'all look up tonal. They got a really good product.
Okay, next week make sure he use it again, because he likes to go to the gym. We got all this stuff at home, but he still go to the gym.
I do. But yeah, I do like to go to the gym. But I remember I saw an unsung on YouTube about 3 years ago, and it was with Shaka Khan. And Shaka Khan was saying how her and Rick James and all of these stars back in the 70s, they were wilding out, right? Partying every night. She said it was right around early to mid 40s that she started listening to her body. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's where I'm at in life. I actually just signed up for, it's a place called Stretch Lab in Frisco. And they literally, you can either get a 25 minute package or a 50-minute package. And they literally stretch your body, every inch of your body. And I go twice a week now. And so that's one way that I'm loving my body.
So when it comes to fitness, y'all, this is what love looks like for me. And women, I'm pretty sure I may need to like do a whole podcast without Corey about this. It's like just loving me where I'm at, right? Because I think that I'll speak for me, and you can just put a little emoji in the chat, or fire emoji if you feel me. I have spent so much of my life picking myself apart and not just celebrating who I am, thinking like, oh, when I lose this 10 pounds, or when I do this, or when I do that. And I am coming to a place where, like, literally on this day, I've gained 10 pounds since my mom passed away, because my man bringing me cookies, but I'm juicing right now. Look, he bringing me cookies, but then he like, so what's your plan over the next couple days? Like,
I went and got her everything she's been juicing since Sunday, but I went and got her everything she needed today.
But you didn't make me feel bad about it. But my point is that I have spent so much of my time, that a number on the scale would defeat me if I didn't look a certain way. And I'm just sick of not loving me and loving where I'm at. So for loving myself right now, love looks like loving this body, right, that takes care of these kids, this family, this body that has never, disappointed me. This body, like, there are so many people who have not made it to 41 years old and can say that they are healthy. And even those of you who maybe have had some type of ailment, God has carried you and kept your body. And I'm thinking like, how whack is it that I have spent so much of my time just really hurting myself, and not being kind to my body. So for me right now, love looks like just loving where I am today and loving where I am tomorrow. But now also, I'm committed to being active every single day. I do something active. So that's why our Peloton room really works for me, because for my schedule, I just I like to do everything in the morning. That's when I can show up as my highest self. So I don't care if it's a stretch. I don't care if it's yoga. I don't care if it's a ride. And I'm very grateful to have the resources. But like on Thursday, me and one of my girls are going for a walk. So just loving myself physically looks like that. And it also looks like taking care of my mental health. Yeah. Right? Therapy. Talking with friends, going for those outdoor walks, taking a nap. Today, again, like
she was taking a good nap today.
A good nap. Our support system said to me today, like, you just don't want to go for 12 hours. I was like, no, I'm gonna take a nap, because that is actually a millionaire mindset habit. It is. It's to shut down so that you can power back up instead of going. But in the past, I would have bought in so hard to that hustler mentality that I wouldn't have given myself grace.
So the last one, we're talking about love, and it is the fifth F is fun.
Yep.
And
how do you love yourself in fun ways?
One of the absolute best things that I think I do for me and us is we travel. Mm-hmm. We travel along. Uncle Tim is on here, and he used to work for the airlines. I can only imagine how many places he's been, how many in the country, out of the country, Beijing, China, wherever. And I want to get to, and the Caribbean is fine, don't get me wrong, but I want to get more out there and abroad and be able to just continue to see the world.
Yeah. And and I think that a lot of times we hold ourselves back from opportunities because we think we're not worthy of them, because we haven't ever seen anybody else do it. We're like, how can we go to China or Beijing or these different places? So yeah, loving yourself looks like stepping out on faith and having some fun. It can also look like, zip lining or, doing some exciting stuff. I think traveling presents different opportunities.
Yeah, the experience for sure.
So for me, what does love show up? Baby. It shows up with hanging out with my friends. I have been so blessed with such authentic groups of friends, and I've searched for them, and it's reciprocal, right? Yeah. Like the other night, it was so funny. I have a good girlfriend who's going through something, and in our friend group, all of us showed up to her house unannounced, like that night, just to love on her and to be with her. And like in a couple of days, we're going to do a Valentines. And I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to be like, you know what, husband? Because I know a lot of people who feel like they cannot make space in their life for anything that brings them joy, because we're consistently serving other people.
Right.
And for me, fun, I'm an extrovert by nature. So for me, fun looks like making space in my life to spend with the people that I love. And sometimes that's, okay, baby, on Thursday night, I'm gonna go do this. This is sushi night. My friend is coming in from out of town, or me and Corey doing stuff together. Mm-hmm. So being intentional about slowing down all of my, of what everyone expects of me. And even if that looks like with a client, like, hey, I want to see a house Saturday afternoon. You know what? Actually, I already have a commitment. I'm not like, hey, I'm at the, at the nail shop.
Right.
But hey, I have a commitment on Saturday. So here are our choices. My showing assistant can show you, or we can schedule it for the next day. So making sure that we're structuring our life in a way where we're not just working to die.
Yeah.
Or working to retire, because guess what? Retirement ain't promised. You know what I'm saying? So if you've been working if you working real hard thinking that it's gonna be on and popping when you 65, 70, I'm encouraging you to go ahead and do something for you now.
Yeah, and live a little. So that was our lessons on love, using the five F's. And you guys should try it too. If you write it down, talk about it with your family, I think it'll be a great exercise for you to learn a little bit about yourself.